What's up, Taiwan? Good evening. I'm Leslie Liao with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Delegations from Ukraine and Russia were negotiating a ceasefire in Belarus on Monday evening, Taiwan time. Before the meeting, Ukraine's president said he doubted that the talks would bear fruit. Ukraine's military has reported that the Russian offensive has slowed, but as the human cost of the fighting mounts, NATO and Western allies are increasing pressure on Moscow. James Chater has this story.
Smoke billowing above the Ukrainian capital Kyiv, and homes reduced to rubble. Now familiar images in this country upended by war. More than 400,000 Ukrainians are known to have fled the country since Russia's invasion began, with the EU warning some 7 million could be displaced by the conflict. But with each of those fleeing, an individual story of separation and loss.
А папу оставили в Киеве. И папа будет продавать что-то, будет помогать нашим героям, нашим войскам будет помогать, может даже будет воевать.
Sanctions on Russia continue to pile up, with Moscow now cut off from the international SWIFT banking system, critical for making global payments. But unmoved by the growing pressure, Russian President Vladimir Putin on Sunday announced that the country's nuclear arsenal is to be put on high alert, lending urgency to Monday's emergency special meeting of the UN General Assembly in New York.
It is extremely alarming that the Russian president has resorted today to open nuclear blackmail. The world must take this threat very seriously.
Putin's invasion has galvanized EU leaders, who have approved a €450 million package to supply lethal weapons to Ukrainian forces, and the everyday Ukrainians who have stayed behind to fight.
Ми їдемо із Києва, з столиці, де проходить бомбардування, де розстрілюють людей, де поцілюють в мирні міста, де розстрілюють наших хлопців. І кажуть, що вони не...
With martial law in place, Ukrainian men aged between 18 and 60 are now prohibited from leaving the country, many of them taking up arms in a war that's tearing apart a country and a continent. Asnaya Zhou and James Chater for TaiwanPlus.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine has drawn a backlash from the world of sport. Football's governing body, FIFA, has announced that no international football matches will be played in Russia and that the Russian flag and anthem will be banned from any of their matches abroad. The Russian national team is still allowed to compete, but not as Russia. It will play under the name Football Union of Russia. Taiwan's defense ministry says it is closely monitoring high-altitude balloons spotted over the country. It suspects they are weather balloons that were launched by China's military. The announcement comes amid concerns about Taiwan's security during the Russian invasion of Ukraine and Chinese military exercises in the South China Sea. The balloons have come in 4 waves. They were launched by a Chinese long-range rocket unit based in Fujian province directly across the Taiwan Strait. They've been detected above the cities of Keelung, Taoyuan, Hsinchu, and most recently, Taichung. February 28th is Peace Memorial Day in Taiwan. This year marks the 75th anniversary of the 228 incident, and as Bing Wang reports, Taiwanese people held rallies across the country in memory of the struggles they've overcome.
White sheets of fabric stretch across this 228 rally in Taipei. It's a stark reminder that February 28th is not just about remembering the brutal crackdown on anti-government protesters back in 1947. The material represents the ensuing decades of authoritarian rule known as the White Terror period. This rally is just one of many being held across the nation to commemorate the 75th anniversary of 228. In the northeastern port city of Keelung, President Tsai Ing-wen reaffirms her commitment to protecting Taiwan's democracy.
一个团结的国家 才能面对变局，克服挑战。作为总统，团结台湾，保卫民主，是我的责任。
Taiwan has shed its authoritarian past. Now the country wants to ensure this dark period in history won't be forgotten.
For decades, rallies like these would have been suppressed during martial law. Authoritarian rule in Taiwan lasted for 40 years in what's become now known as the White Terror period. Any mention of the 228 incident could get people thrown in prison.
While Taiwanese people no longer feel threatened by their own government, they remain wary of potential threats to their way of life coming from outside of Taiwan.
We are encountering more and more different threats, like the internet threats and fake news. But still, I believe in Taiwanese people, we have enough strength, enough wisdom to face this.
People at the rally are also standing in solidarity with Ukraine as the Eastern European country resists a Russian invasion.
我们当然是希望和平嘛，对，所以现在我拿着这个国旗，就是为了要站在乌克兰这边，我反对俄罗斯入侵，打破和平这个现状。
In the southern port city of Kaohsiung, Mayor Chen Chi-mai has also offered his support for Ukraine and says people need to work together for peace.
高雄灯会也以蓝黄光来表达我们对于乌克兰人民的一个支持。那我相信，在今天的228里面啊，我想人类的自由跟民主，都不是从天上掉下来。
As wars continue to unfold in countries far away from Taiwan, 228 Peace Memorial Day serves as an important reminder of Taiwan's own authoritarian past and of the people who fought for the nation to become the fully fledged democracy it is today. Alex Chen and Bing Wong for TaiwanPlus.
83-year-old Taiwanese activist Strong Zeng was witness to some of the most brutal moments in the country's history. Based in the U.S. since the 1960s, he has dedicated his life to pushing for Taiwan independence from abroad. Rick Glowert reports.
For Strong Zeng, a US-based Taiwanese independence activist, 228 sparked his life's work. He was 26 when he left Taiwan in the 1960s.
February 28 happened on 1947. I was 8 years old. And after that, my life in Taiwan were all brainwashed to be Chinese and to be Taiwan or Taiwanese become existence in my life.
228 ushered in decades of martial law in Taiwan. It was only after Zeng left military-ruled Taiwan that he uncovered the truth about 228.
I have freedom to read history, recent history. I don't have any political pressure to search the truth of my identity. And I certainly awakened. As a Taiwanese, I've been oppressed by Chinese since my boyhood.
Around the world, Taiwanese expats pushed for Taiwan to be recognized as an independent nation and flagged human rights abuses there. Zeng helped establish a US chapter.
Intention of my effort was to call international attention that Taiwan have never been a part of China.
Taiwan is now a democracy, but Zeng says his mission is not yet complete.
But we hope the younger generation will carry the torch and continue our efforts until we will get international recognition.
Challenges lay ahead for Taiwan, but its long years of military rule are consigned to history, in part due to the sacrifices of people like Strong Zeng. Patrick Chen and Rick Glowert for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. I'm Leslie Liao. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. We leave you with footage of the 228 Memorial Concert Sunday evening at Wei Wing in Kaohsiung. Take care and see you next time.